everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a flow with some light weights. If you've got a couple of light 1 kilo weights, those would be ideal. Or if you've got like a water bottle, that'll be fine too. Don't go heavy with the weights because it makes it quite a bit more difficult to do the vacuum, and this is really just like a little added extra, like when we add in the ball. If you don't have any weights, don't worry, you can just do the arm positions, that'll be fine, so you just follow along anyway. And what we're going to do just to start off with is just a quick warm up. So we're just going to roll the shoulders forwards 5 times. Lovely. And then back. Super, little side stretch, so hand on the right hip, left arm up and over. Little stretch there. Super, bend the knees, pull through, and then we're going to come up on the right side, up and over. Pull through there, and then we're just going to do a few little swing throughs, so reaching up towards the ceiling, coming all the way down, and again. Lovely. And just 2 more of these. Lovely, so if you've got weights, if you want to grab them now, we're going to start off in standing position. Just want to really make sure that your form in the poses stays kind of really true to hypopressive, so you're not changing your position because you've added the weights in. So feet hip distance apart, stretch your toes out and relax, and we've got those nice soft knees there. We're going to have the hands in first position, holding onto the weights there. Shoulders down, nice and open through the front of the chest. And we've got the balance that tiny bit forwards, chin is back, eyes ahead. Inhale. Exhale and lengthen. Breathing into the sides and into your back. And exhale. 1 more here. And exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Keep nice and tall. Hold that breath for as long as feels comfortable. And then we're going to inhale. Exhale, float the arms up into second position. Bring your arms in if that's easier. Inhale. And exhale. Keep those ribs stacked above the pelvis there. 1 more breath. And exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Keep nice and strong through the arms, through the shoulder girdle. Really nice and tall there. Hold for as long as feels comfortable, and then inhale and exhale. Arms into third position, shoulders down. Inhale and exhale. Breathing all the way through your rib cage. And exhale. 1 more here. And exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Really nice and tall. Hold for however long feels comfortable. And then inhale. Exhale, open the arms into that top V position. Keep those elbows a little bit bent there. Inhale. And exhale. Arms just in your peripheral vision. 1 more here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Really nice and tall. Super. When you're ready, inhale. And exhale, arms down into the low V, nice and controlled. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more here. Exhale. Hold your breath. stretch your ribs, and then if you want to, you can bring the arms up nice and slowly all the way to the top, into the top V, keeping the arms a little bit bent there. Super, and then inhale when you're ready. So we're going to come into lunge position and hold this as a static. So feet hip distance apart, stepping back with the right leg, knee above your ankle at the front, pelvis is facing forwards. We're going to hip hinge forwards, finding that line from the heel to the top of the head. And we're going to start off with the right arm up, left arm down there, eye line just slightly down. Inhale and exhale. Breathing all the way through your rib cage. And exhale. One more here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs here. Nice and strong through the pose. Shoulders down, nice and open. Feel that spread between the shoulders at the back. And then when you're ready, inhale, we're going to switch the arms. And exhale, switch them again. Lovely. Inhale, switching the arms. And exhale. One more here. And exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs, keep nice and long through the pose. Hold that there for as long as feels comfortable. Inhale when you're ready. Come back up into standing, and we're going to step back with the left leg this time. Knee above the ankle at the front, hip hinging forwards, left arm up, and we'll just hold that for the first set of breathing. Inhale. Exhale and lengthen. Breathing all the way through the rib cage. And exhale. One more here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Lovely. Keeping nice and long through the pose. Hold that for as long as is comfortable, and then we're going to start moving the arms. So inhale, right arm up, left arm down. And exhale, switching. And again, inhale. And exhale. One more here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Nice and strong through this pose. Lovely. Inhale when you're ready. We're going to come into diver position, just into like your starting position. We're going to keep the balance point that tiny bit forwards here. Nice and long through the top of the head. Inhale, bringing the arms up. And exhale. And again, inhale. Exhale. One more here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Keep nice and long all the way through the pose. Good. And then when you're ready, inhale, arms coming up. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Really nice and long through the pose. Good. And then we're going to do 2 more sets here. So inhale, arms coming up. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale. And exhale. One more here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Keep that balance point a tiny bit forwards, nice and long. And then when you're ready, inhale. And exhale. Good, inhale. And exhale. One more here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs really nice and long. Shoulders down. And then inhale when you're ready. So we're going to come down into kneeling position here. So upright kneeling, toes tucked under at the back, feet and knees hip distance apart. Starting off in first position here, balance point that tiny bit forwards. Keep those ribs down at the front. Inhale. Exhale. Breathing all the way through your rib cage. And exhale. One more here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Really nice and tall through the top of the head there. Eyes ahead. And then inhale. Exhale, arms coming up. Bring your balance point more central here. Inhale. And exhale. One more here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. I can really feel this through the back of my hamstrings, just with that little bit of extra weight there. Amazing how it can really enhance what we're doing. And then inhale. Exhale, arms are coming up, shoulders down, eyes ahead. Inhale. And exhale. One more here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Really nice and tall. And then inhale. Exhale, arms up into the top, feel a little bit of a bend in the elbows there. Inhale. And exhale. One more here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Lovely. Inhale when you're ready, and then we're just going to come down into that low V position as well there. Inhale. Exhale and lengthen. Inhale. And exhale. One more here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Really nice and tall. And then inhale when you're ready. So we're going to come down onto the floor into lying down position here, just with that light dorsiflexion of the ankles, knees and feet hip distance apart. Just watch with all of these that you can keep your ribs stacked over the pelvis. So we're going to have the arms in an asymmetrical position here, but watch out if you feel like you're arching your back. You could always bring your arm up higher if that's a bit easier for you. 3 breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Breathing all the way through the rib cage. And exhale. One more here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Can really feel the arms working by the end of this. Super. And then we're going to do moving arms. So inhale. Right arm up, left arm down. Exhale. Lovely. Inhale. And exhale. One more here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Feel that length through the spine. And then when you're ready, inhale, we're going to switch the arms over. Hold this one as a static. Inhale. Exhale and lengthen. Inhale. And exhale. One more here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Keep that hold really nice and strong there. As I said, bring that arm up if you feel like you need to. And then inhale, moving arms. And exhale. Lovely. Inhale. And exhale. One more here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Really nice and long through the pose. Keep that light dorsiflexion of the ankles. Inhale when you're ready. Pop your weights down if you've been using them. Roll over. Come up nice and slowly. And we're just going to do a few little shoulder rotations and a little side stretch just to finish. So shoulders rolling back. Lovely. And forwards. And then a side stretch. So we'll do the right side first, reaching up on the left there. Lovely. Reaching up on the right. Super, thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you again soon. Take care, bye.